The Nation carried a few hours ago an article about the fallout in Azimio after the release of the bombers report, and Uhuru Kenyatta's role, the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya, his role in that fallout. Now, we cannot deny the fact that there are clear signs that there is something happening within Azimio which could be a major problem. And it is possible that a fallout is loading. I will take a very deep look at that in my next video. But there are a few very important points in my previous video about Uhuru's meeting with the US and UK envoys, and indeed a team from the European Union. There are some very major points that some of us may have missed, which are very relevant going forward. Relevant even to this latest nation piece. Now, the other day I did my first highlight video and it was very well received. And I think I totally understand. It is very easy to miss these major points that have to be emphasized. And therefore, hopefully going forward, I'll be doing these highlights frequently. Now, in this particular highlight, there are some very devastatingly important points. And some of them support the Nation article, and some of them don't. But the important thing is that these are facts that will be very useful to carry with us going forward. I would highly recommend that you take in the full video if you have the time. But for now, on to the highlights. To fully understand what is going on here, the best place to start is with the review of where these major players are currently. If a crime occurs, what detectives will do is to find out the whereabouts of the main possible suspects. Where were they when this thing was going down? Okay, now in our case, we're asking, where are these people, these nations involved, this individual, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, even as this meeting is taking place? And that will help us a great deal to understand with certainty what is happening here. Now, it is not a secret that the popularity of Uhuru Kenyatta has grown in leaps and bounds over the last few months. The biggest reason for Uhuru's popularity is simply the fact that the Ruto administration, with their policies, with their moves, the way they have governed, if you can call it that, has made the Uhuru Kenyatta presidency look like the golden years of Kenya. That is really what it is. That is the main reason for the fourth president's wild popularity. That there are bloggers who have been hired specifically to bring down Uhuru's popularity. And I know for a fact that they have looked. They looked. They searched. They looked. They found nothing important, nothing effective enough to bring down the popularity of Uhuru. Now, don't get me wrong. Uhuru Kenyatta is a politician. He is not clean. Yes, you're safi kama pamba. However, remember this case, you're trying to bring down the popularity of a very popular man whose popularity is still growing. You will not do it with a small scandal. No. We are seeing some familiar telltale signs behind the terrible things happening in our country that suggest that the hand behind them could be the hand behind a few bad things which happened during the Uhuru Kenyatta presidency. Kenyans have remembered who was the most powerful person, individual, in the Uhuru Kenyatta administration from 2013 to around 2015-2016. These other two individuals, if I can call them individuals, Mr. UK and Mr. Uncle Sam, they normally analyze Kenyan politics very closely, so that they ensure that their interests in the short term, middle term, and long term are served. That is what they do all the time. So don't fool yourself for a second that they have not taken note of this development in our politics. And so all this is very relevant to the recent meetings. And please allow me to draw your attention to some very interesting developments in the US over the last 2 or so years. A former president has come back big time. That former president is Barack Hussein Obama. And what exactly has been his role in this big comeback? In my opinion, it has been to steady the presidency of President Biden. Now just keep that at the back of your mind. We're going to put it all together at the end. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all those Kumekuchans who have already responded in gifting me during this season when we normally do this. It is a tradition within the Kumekucha family of about 2 years, which really helps me in what I'm doing. So whatever you can do wherever you are for a better Kenya, it doesn't have to be on this channel, even out there. Whatever little thing you can do towards a better Kenya, please do it. Your nation, your country really needs you. And if because you are busy, and if because of your circumstances maybe out of the country, the only way you can do your bit is by supporting those on the ground, not only Kumekucha Chris but even others, then please do it. And I'm especially grateful to those of you who have already responded. You may think you have done something small, but really you have done something big that will stand the test of time. I believe you have been seeing details on your screens right now. In case you have not yet participated in this our tradition, even as I continue to rededicate myself to what I do on this channel. In 2013, after those very puzzling presidential elections, I wrote a book titled Mystery Monday. Those elections were on a Monday. And it was a very difficult book to write because there was no information. And even opinion leaders, people who should know, appeared to be puzzled, confused. But I'm grateful to Almighty God, because even today, looking back and reading what I wrote, it was very close to the truth. I still got close to the truth. And especially what was happening at the then fairly infant social media. Bila kizungu mingi, looking back now, we can definitely conclude with authority that things were being manipulated. And later on, we got some mind-blowing evidence that this manipulation was being assisted by people who were not Kenyans. Yes, it was being done by Kenyans, but there was a lot of help, planning, the oversight. The main guys behind that manipulation were not Kenyans. I am sure some of us remember Cambridge Analytica. It was very clear, at least it would have been very clear to me, that it was not so difficult to manipulate Kenyans. It wasn't. All you needed was enough money and the right skills, and you would get Kenyans to go in whatever direction you wanted them to go into. What has been happening is that some very powerful people have been pushing very hard for a handshake. It would now seem that those people have realized a handshake will not work this time round. It won't fly. There are those of us who believe that handshake actually attempted a takeoff. But that takeoff did not happen. Takeoff was aborted. And now they've realized handshake cannot work. And remember that Kenya is a very important country to the West. Most significant point behind the recent meeting between President Uhuru Kenyatta and those Wazungus is that somebody somewhere has changed their minds about a handshake, because it has failed to work, and therefore they have come up with a new idea. And the whole objective of this new idea is to stabilize things in Kenya, to turn around things in Kenya, remove Kenya from that road to disaster where the country is currently. And for those who love the fourth president, there is a major danger here. His legacy, which was secure, may be in danger, depending on the decisions he makes going forward.